You know, at one time, before, I used to label my mind just for fun, just to make it so I don't take it so seriously. I used to call it Krusty the Clown. You guys know Krusty from The Simpsons? Silly guy. But anyways, whenever it comes up, it's like, oh, there's Krusty the Clown. Krusty. And then just by labeling it, it's just like, oh, the seriousness, that identity just calms down. So I did that for some time. Jennifer knew. I'd be like, oh, Krusty's off again. He was like, oh, what is he saying? So session 3, taking control of your thoughts. Okay, you can't effectively do this part without awareness. For 3, knowing that your thoughts are there, they are not you, and creating that space, you get to see what helps you and what doesn't. You have that discrimination or that discernment, whether it feeds you or it doesn't. Before, you would just do whatever it says. You think it's you. Now you can see, does this help me or this doesn't? You know that these thoughts are not command, they're only suggestions. The mind, remember, that's a function of the mind, it just thinks. Another function of the mind is survival. And the mind, naturally, is very practical, very logical. It only does things that it thinks will have an advantage or some kind of gain. And because most of us, as you guys start paying attention, you'll realize that, wow, I've been living most of my life unconscious. And whatever input that you bring in unconsciously, it's going to feed that brain, and it's going to take that however it interprets it. Okay? Everything you watch, everything you listen, everything you read, everything you talk about, all these things are inputs into the mind. And they could be good or bad, and the mind doesn't distinguish what's good or bad. It doesn't know. It's just basing off your thoughts and your feelings. So for example, Jorge and Marta. Can I make you guys an example? When they first came, they told me they love wine. Because we had our nutrition challenge, and one of the things was no alcohol for that 6 weeks. They said, Kevin, this is gonna be hard. We love our wine. We usually have a glass or 2 with dinner, and that's just been what we are used to. So, if you think back, I don't know their story, but I'm just gonna give an example. Maybe on their first date, when they first met, they went out to dinner, they got a bottle of wine, and they had a great time. They loved it, they enjoyed it, and they planted that seed in their head. Oh, I have a great time when I'm drinking. Wine is good. And then maybe every time they go on a date, they order wine because we have a great time. It's good. And then now they're married. They're settled in. They're comfortable. And then now they can have wine every day if they want to. So they're like, in their mind, it's good. It makes me feel great. It's good for the relationship. It's been inputting that in as a good thing. Right? So they start drinking wine every day, part of their dinner. Not just that, but everything else that they see or listen or read, there's ads everywhere. Enjoy a glass of wine. Oh, when you want to have a good time, enjoy a glass of wine. You see people on TV, they're enjoying wine when they're successful and all this. So it's just feeding in. Wine is good. Makes me feel good, right? That repetition. Every day, the consistency, the seed that has been planted is now being watered consistently, and it's growing into a tree, having roots, and now it's there. So now these thoughts come in a lot of times. Maybe when Jorge's having a rough day at work, the mind thinks, oh, I should crack open a wine. That will make me feel good. Or I'm tired. I'm just gonna get a bottle of wine. Because the mind thinks this will help me feel good. The mind doesn't know. The mind just relates wine to feeling good. Right? So, coming to the nutrition challenge, I said no alcohol. The mind thinks, wait, this is my feel good. This is what my enjoyment is. This is what my time with my wife is. You're saying no to that. The mind resists, and it comes with all these excuses of why I shouldn't do that. Right? And this is one part, but the other part is they came here because they want to be healthier. They want to lose some weight. They want to get fitter. The mind doesn't correlate between the two. They just relate wine with feeling good. So now there is that collision a little bit, but the mind doesn't know. Now their intention is, I want to be healthy. But now all these thoughts coming from their conditioning is coming in saying, this is going to be hard. I can't do it. I need a glass of wine. This is taking away from my life, my quality of life. That's where the thoughts come in. Okay? So these thoughts are coming in from ideas, from conditioning, from all these things that you are consciously or mostly unconsciously taking in. You guys with me? So, to change your thoughts or take control of it, two things: repetition and consistency. Think of it, I said seeding, think of it like planting a tree. You plant a seed. If you plant a seed and you don't water it, nothing's gonna happen to it. So say they went on a date, they had a good time, and then that they didn't get together, didn't work out, nothing ever happens, and they don't drink wine because now they relate wine to just a bad date. Nothing happens. But because that seed has been watered consistently throughout all these years, it's growing into something solid. So in order to change your thoughts or take control of it, you have to first, for example, for that, you have to cut that tree. And then you gotta plant a new seed and keep watering that so that eventually that seed is bigger than that tree, or that tree that you're cutting down. So in this case, the nutrition challenge. Nutrition challenge, usually I say you gotta be strict. And usually in order to change a habit or change a thought process, 42, 49 days. So we usually go 6 weeks. 6 weeks, no alcohol. Their mind resisted. Okay, because that tree is still there. But they still did it. After that 6 weeks, they lost, I don't know, I think Jorge lost close to 20 pounds, maybe Marta like 8 pounds or something like that. And then now something switched. Oh, it's working. This is great. Like, I lost this weight that I've been trying to lose for some time. This new seed has been planted. But still, they might have urges. Sometimes people will go right back into it. Okay, 6 weeks done. Oh, thank goodness. Now I'm gonna go back to my old habits. But instead, they kept doing it. They kept doing it and they start losing some more weight. Not just that, they start noticing, because they're coming here every day. Coach doesn't drink. Oh, he's healthy. He's pretty fit. And then they start noticing, oh, during questions of the day and stuff, oh, not a lot of people here do drink, just occasionally. And then again, coming every day with this group of health conscious people, it's starting to water that seed. And now, not just that, they're noticing, wow, I'm performing better on my workouts. I'm getting better sleep, and now all these other affirmations, the water, or watering the seed even more. And now it's become solid. It's been, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years, something like that. And maybe they still have a drink on special occasions with family and friends, but it's not every meal like they used to. Those thoughts probably don't even come up anymore, where it's like, oh, I want a wine here. Or maybe it does, it doesn't have as much power. Am I right? So now those thoughts are changing. Instead of wine makes me feel good, it's no longer a thing. It doesn't come up as often. So, repetition, consistency. Think of it like a seed. You gotta water it. You gotta water it daily. 6 weeks, 42, 49 days is what causes the change. So one thing, which is difficult, is first you gotta see what kind of thoughts are there and see whether it benefits you or it doesn't. If it benefits you, use it. Feel it. If it doesn't, then you gotta look. Look, pay attention. And really, the mind is logical, so you gotta think logical. You gotta show and convince it why it's bad. Not even lie to it, but just see. For example, I'll give you an example that I'm working on personally. This one's a little deeper, but I'm in the process of trying to dissolve my ego. And one of the things I'm noticing is ego has different games that it plays. Two of it. One of it is it likes to dominate. And the other one is, which is very obvious and clear, the other one is refusal to be dominated. This one I am noticing. Refusal to be dominated is someone tells me you shouldn't do that, or they try to talk themselves up, and then in a way I feel belittled. My ego doesn't like that. I refuse to be dominated. So immediately I get agitated and I react. I don't want to do that. I know I don't want to do that. Especially when it comes to people I love. If my wife is telling me, you shouldn't do that, blah, 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 and my ego is saying, you can't tell me what to do. I don't want that. My higher self, my higher intention, I don't want that. If she wants to tell me something, ideally, I want to take it in, see what she says, and if I agree, do it. I don't want to just react immediately just because I feel like someone's telling me what to do. So, this has been happening throughout my life, from whatever has happened previously and has been feeding it. It's been conditioning over my years. So now I am seeing how this has affected, how this has caused some tension in certain cases, maybe some arguments, maybe some unnecessary hurting of feelings of the other. And I'm seeing for myself, this is not good. I don't want that. And I'm seeing that over and over, and I'm trying to see that as it comes up so that I am training or conditioning my mind that this is not advantageous. This is not advantageous to my relationship. It is not helping my marriage. And then as this is happening, now hopefully, not hopefully, but it will start to reside. So now when she tells me, Kevin, you gotta floss your teeth. Instead of just like, you can't. Yeah, that's right. I should floss my teeth. So,
learning, is it something that you become aware of and then you train yourself to not react? Or is not, you can't get away from the natural tendency to react that way, right? It's kind of like being aware of it and separating the two. Kind of like,
Yes. So my what I'm working on right now is very hard because ego is part of the mind. It's part of the function of the mind. That's it's survival mode. That's what it does. So it's very hard to change that. So this is maybe a few levels later where you can actually try to work on changing a certain natural function of the mind. Um, because it's tough because this conditioning happens everywhere. Everyone does it everywhere, and you see it, and you unconsciously take it in from just people seeing how people are, seeing how people will respond to you from TV. This is normal. So in order to break this is very hard because you're constantly getting fed this. Okay? But right now don't worry about that. But it is, yes. First thing is seeing it, and then seeing how it has been disadvantage to you or whatever you want, your relationship, your health, your career, or anything. And then as you see this and you keep seeing it over and over again, then now you're again watering the seed that you are planting so that eventually it becomes, roots are in, and that's a part of your thought process. Does that answer your question, Jorge?
yep.
The other thing that you can do, so repetition and consistency. One thing that's very common in a lot of like mind power stuff and mental exercises is affirmation. Affirmation is very simple, nothing fancy. It's just picking a simple line that you just repeat consistently. So it's very simple in theory, but the hard thing is you got to do it like every day consistently in order for it to take seed and plant. An example, health-wise, since we're at a gym. If in your mind you have this idea that's planted that you're gonna have diabetes or high cholesterol because it's in my family line. Or maybe you were told and then now it's just like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be, and you worry about it and you think about it on the back end consistently. Without knowing, you have been watering the seed. And if you water the seed so much, a lot of times it will manifest. So, affirmation, you could just say a simple fix. You could just give yourself an affirmation. I am healthy, and I'm getting healthier in every day and in every way. I'm getting healthier every day, every way. And I keep saying that, say for 5 minutes, every single day. Over time, it's going to grow. An example that I heard before is it's like a cup of water. Or say a big vase of water. You're a big vase of water. One drop of a yellow dye into the water. Nothing's gonna happen. Next day, another drop. Nothing's gonna happen. Another drop. Nothing's gonna happen. You keep doing it every day, and then eventually, one day, it's going to turn that color. So it's the same thing. It only works if you do it repeatedly and consistently. So affirmations is an easy one. And a practice that I did for, I think, maybe 2.5 years was I would have affirmations. I would have a journal, a log, where every day I would have an affirmation, and I would do it for a period of time, maybe some months. Today, maybe while I'm driving, I'm just gonna say it for 8 minutes. I'm just gonna say it over again. I am healthier. I'm getting healthier every day and in every way. I keep saying it. I keep saying it. And then the more I say it, I'm just feeling it. Yeah, I am getting healthier every day, every way. And I just keep doing that. 8 minutes, check mark for the day. Tomorrow, do it again, check mark. And then after some months, without me saying it, it starts playing in my head every now and then. The thoughts come by itself. That's when you know it has taken seed. Without thinking, I'm like, oh, I'm getting healthier every day, every way. Yes. So now it is doing it by itself, and it's not me guiding it. So affirmation is an easy one. So the two things I want you guys to get out of this is, first, you have to see your thoughts. You have to see what is benefiting you and what is not benefiting you. You feel what is benefiting you. For those that aren't, see how it is not benefiting you and train it that it is not benefiting you. And as I mentioned, everything you read, everything you see, everything you listen to, everything you watch plays a part. I am very selective in what I see, read, and watch. I don't do social media because to me, it's very dangerous. With algorithms nowadays, very dangerous. For example, something simple like I watch a cake, a delicious cake. Ooh, watch the thing. Now it's gonna keep feeding me cake every single day in all different ways. People enjoying cakes, all the good cake. And every time I pull up my social media, it's showing cake, cake, cake. This is watering this cake seed that I do not want it to be watered, but it's showing up every single day. Now in my mind, I'm always thinking about cake. Same thing with movies. If you're, for example, if you like certain movies that are not good, like horror movies. I don't watch horror movies. It gives bad thoughts, and I don't want that. Not that I'm scared, I'm a little scared, but I don't want those thoughts. But if you like horror movies and you watch it consistently, now you're gonna have these thoughts. You're gonna be a little bit more paranoid. Watching the news. People think I'm a little crazy, but I don't watch the news at all. They say, Kevin, don't you want to be informed? I said, yes, but I don't need to be informed every day. If something's important enough, someone's going to tell me about it, and I'm going to be like, oh my God. I just found out the other day from Coach Fashid that Iran has been shut down for 2 weeks and blacked out. He was like, you didn't know? I was like, no one told me. But now it's very dangerous because, for example, you watch that and you're furious inside. And then, of course, the algorithm is going to come in and it's going to feed more and showing all these things of how horrible it is. And then you're just every day just getting angry and getting this feel of injustice. And so now all these thoughts of frustration and anger and injustice keeps coming. So anything that you read, watch, listen to, nowadays is very dangerous because it will keep giving it to you. And without you thinking, it is watering that seed. So that's another thing. Be careful of what you put in. Almost 8:30. But yeah, that's it. Any questions, guys? Questions, thoughts, insights? Nothing? Did you guys understand? Yes? Are you guys just contemplating? What are you guys contemplating? Huh? What seed to plant? So you could plant anything. Could be in your relationships, could be in your health, could be in your career, could be in your well-being. Anything. But the first thing is you could just see throughout the day what's causing you some kind of suffering, discomfort, unease. Start with that. And if you start noticing each day, it's like, man, I always get angry when my boss does this. Start with that. If that's happening every single day, you stop that there. Anything that's happening consistently, that's where you want to start. Doesn't have to be anything big, just small things. Start small and then build. Okay? At the end of all this, the intent is to be able to live your life more consciously. What you want and everything that aligns to who you are and what you want to be consciously, guys. So even for this, if you're not even sure, remember this is our training ground here at the gym. Your 1 hour a day. You just pay attention to your thoughts. Could be something where you don't even know. You're just always thinking, man, I'm always overweight. It's just part of my genes. Unconsciously, you think that. It's been in my family. I've always been this way. And then there's an acceptance to that you don't even know. Because you accept it, you already got rid of any chance of changing it. So you can start there. No, the nutrition challenge, yeah, I did lose 20 pounds. I can make a change. Feed that. My health is in my hands. Feed that. Your perception on your body, your perception on your capability. I've always been weak. Everyone's getting stronger, so much easier. Maybe that's a thought. But now we have data on push press. Last year you were lifting this much. This year you're lifting this much. Feed that. Look how much stronger I'm getting. Look at all this data point. Look, new people are coming in and I'm actually in a good spot. They're looking up to me. Feed that. Okay? All right. That's it, boys and girls.